Okay, this is my version 2 RSD Sergeant in aluminum. I did an unboxing video a while back, and I said I would give an update on how it performed, and it's taken me almost a year to do that. And the reason is I ran into a couple issues, nothing really directly related with RSD, just I had a derailleur break on me, I had a free hub go on me, the brakes gave me issues. But I gotta say, RSD was there for me all the way, and they told me that it's very unusual for how many problems I was running into, especially with it. It only had like 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers at the time these issues were happening. But now I've got a year on the bike. This here is a set of 29ers that I picked up. That's not to say I don't like the plus tires. I have both, so I can go back and forth. We don't have particularly snowy or icy winters here, and this one has been particularly warm. No snowy rides for me, so I've been running these, and they feel great. They're very fast. So anyways, my thoughts on this bike have been mixed at first, but I'm starting to really appreciate what it can do. It is truly a jack of all trades and master of many, even. It goes uphill very well, especially now that I have these 29ers on here. The 29ers, I feel, are much more precise, they're lighter, and they really climb quickly, and my Strava times have gone through the roof with them. Downhill handling with the plus tires, ultra grippy, ultra compliant, just the geometry of this thing, it just really wants to move over bumps and work around things for you, and you can really handle it. Now I've got a 100mm dropper post on here. I just ordered a PNW Cascade dropper in the 170mm travel so that I can get that seat down even lower and really work my legs to make this bike move. And okay, so down to the brass tacks. How does it perform? Well, it's a hardtail, and it's got relatively short chain stays, and one by gearing and everything, so it does really good at blasting out of tight spots. So I can just stand up and hammer on the pedals in like 4th or 5th gear and pop out of troublesome situations. I live on the Pacific Northwest. We have really techie trails, and it does this really well. It is long, so steering is a little bit slow in those situations. You kind of have to pull it around with your arms, manhandle it a little bit, and get it to go where you want it to go. But you can certainly pop up the front end easily because the back end is short and tight and poppy. Going downhill, the head tube is quite slack. I think it's 66.5 degrees. It's stretched out pretty long, especially since I went with the extra large, which is basically the same geometry as a large or an extra large, but just extended longer, so the reach is stretched out a little more. You can see the geometry. It just looks modern and really slacked out and aggressive and ready to go, and it is. So with those plus tires on, going downhill, I can keep up with all my buddies on full suspensions, and that's not just because, wow, this thing's such an amazing descender. I'm not a bad descender myself, so that's part of it. Especially like if it's smooth and hard packed and bermy, no problems. This thing, no need for a full suspension. It's got the geometry to really rail the corners. It's when it gets really rooty, rocky, gnarly, and we have a lot of that around here, that I just can't move my legs fast enough to get the back tire to work over the tight, technical, really gnarly stuff. So it's not quite a cross-country, scalpel, in the sense that it's not super twitchy, super light, but it's not quite an enduro in the sense that it's got tons of suspension and capability and things like that. It's super rugged, it's super, modern geometry, but still in a hardtail package. So you get, quite an all-around machine that can do a lot of things right. It can really take you up the hills quickly, that's for sure, and right back down. Now, I plan to race this cross-country and enduro as well, but I gotta say, for enduro racing, it's not really meant to do enduro racing. I'm doing it because, well, I can't really justify buying a second bike right now, but I would like to, and I am saving up for maybe a Wildcat or something else. I'd love to buy a Wildcat frame. They're on sale right now for $1,400 Canadian, and then I could build it up with my own parts and pick some pretty cool stuff and get it enduroized. But in the meantime, I'm working with this bike here. It's been awesome. I'm really enjoying it. And now I see there's a version 3 coming out, which has paint, a few more things that wouldn't really help me, like mounts for bags and things like that. But it's got internal dropper routing, which I would really appreciate, and even more tire clearance and everything. I wanted to point out with the 29ers, these are the specialized 2.6 purgatories, and things barely clear there. This is with the dropout slid fairly far back, not crazy far back, but a little ways. And I was warned. Alex told me that it's tight right here at the seat stay, and it is. And these are the 2.6s. They measure more like 2.4s, but they do fit. I just wanted to let you guys know that. They fit and they work. This is the 2.6 Butcher up front with plenty of clearance. I will point out that it's an internet direct company, so be prepared to build your own bike, fix things if you have a warranty. I had 3 or 4 warranty things. Again, none of them were really RSD related, but like the free hub is kind of like, well, you can mail it to Sunrangway, or you can, we'll send you the parts and you can fix it yourself. So you got to be prepared to do that. Personally, I like wrenching on cars and all kinds of stuff, so I feel comfortable doing that. But if you're not, that may be a deterrent. Otherwise, you get excellent value with Internet Direct, and you get a great bike, I think. So anyways, in the comments, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them, and I'll do my best. And if I do go and get a Wildcat or something one of these days, I'll do a video about it as well.